What for?
Just a quick one, obviously. Our colleagues down at the suites, obviously you know everything's been gone, have alerted to us that you've been taking photos and things like that right outside the hotel.
On the street, yeah, on the street.
Because there's obviously a dispersal zone in at the moment and everything that's going on, so you can't be within...
No, I'm not interested in that property.
So, what were you taking photos of the hotel?
No, the layout of the street.
For any particular reason?
No, not at all. I'm not for or against, I'm not into any politics. You know.
Any idea on you? Anything like that? Nothing at all?
No.
Alright.
I'm just a member of public walking down the street.
Yeah.
I understand there's a dispersal order in place, and that's why I'm not trying to do anything out of any ordinary like that. I'm just interested in what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's why I didn't hang about outside any gates or...
What's your hat?
Pardon?
What's your hat?
Oh, it's just happy-go-lucky, you know.
What we'll do, mate, is we'll verify you and if all that checks out, back to me one, alright? What's your first name?
Oh, don't give me a name.
You don't give your name?
No.
Right, okay, well obviously you can understand with what everything that's been going on round there, you taking photos in the direction of the hotel.
No, but basically, if they'll tell you, not one moment was I putting my camera into their property, focusing on them. I kept moving around the place. I'm interested in all these industrial areas here. I'm going to take some photography around here on this industrial estate. I've got no interest in solely filming anything to do with immigration or like that.
Okay, well, obviously our colleagues have thought enough to notify us.
They were watching me. I'm thinking, what's he? I could see him on his radio. I'm thinking, I'm just stood here. I'm thinking, what's wrong with him?
Well, like you say, you've admitted to us that there's a dispersal lot.
Yeah.
If someone goes up with a camera and we're taking photos, obviously.
Welcome to one of the most quietly tense public encounters you'll ever see. What begins as a man calmly filming an industrial estate quickly spirals into a test of civil rights and police powers. No shouting, no violence, just a camera, a curious citizen, and officers enforcing a dispersal order that even they struggle to justify. In this breakdown, we'll see how ordinary behavior becomes suspicious, how laws meant for order can blur into overreach, and how one man's polite persistence reveals the gray zone between legality and liberty. Was he right to stand his ground, or were the officers simply doing their job? Stick around.
Isn't me right as a person to walk the streets? I'm not interested in basically filming any immigrants or anything like that. I'm just basically, as a sole member of public, walking in a free place. That's all I want to exercise my rights.
Worry within the zone, do we know?
Yeah, he's right outside. Okay.
Well, what we'll do then is we have been notified that you are inside the dispersal zone, so we'll be issuing you with a dispersal notice, okay? All the information will be on here, but you do need to give...
Can I just ask you a question, quick please? So, a dispersal, for what reason would that be if I'm telling you, one, I'm not here to cause any havoc in regards to what's going on. That has gone live all the way up and down the country. Yep. So it'd be stupid not to admit that you didn't know through the media what's going on there. But what I'm saying, what is my dispersal for? If I just...
To be out of the zone, so you come within the zone of dispersal. You've been seen taking photos. I understand you're giving us an explanation for that.
Yeah.
But our colleagues have well enough for us to learn, obviously, of your presence there, and you have been within the zone. Therefore, we can issue you the dispersal notice not to return within this zone within a set period of time, which is 48 hours.
What, even just walking?
Yeah, you're not allowed to.
Seriously?
That's a dispersal.
That is a dispersal zone.
Yeah, but for what? I've not done anything. I've not done anything.
That's why you're not getting locked up. You're getting given a ticket to say, do not go back there.
No, but I'm not interested in going back there. But what I'm saying,
well, that's why we're going to give you the ticket.
And you obviously were aware of the dispersal zone. You've even admitted that.
Yeah, so that's what. So that
within that perimeter, which you have actually gone into and breached.
Not. So can I not walk through there as a member of public?
No, because there's a dispersal zone.
No, it's a public footpath, sir.
Whilst this is on, because it's only on for a set period of time, once that is relieved, then you can. But from what's going on, the dispersal around it.
Because this exchange will make you question how free a public space really is. Here, the tone is deceptively calm. But look closer. The officer's questions aren't just curiosity. They're subtle probes, trying to classify his intent. Any idea on you? Why are you filming? These are routine lines, yet they carry a hint of suspicion. What's striking is the cameraman's composure. He's aware of the law. He He never raises his voice, never resists, and clearly states his right to film in public. But in an age of heightened tension around immigration and protests, even lawful recording becomes controversial.
Look, there was other members of the public walking past as well.
Right, well, we'll go and deal with them now.
Yeah, but they weren't doing anything wrong either.
We're dealing with you, aren't we? We can't deal with two people.
Come on, sir. What?
So we're dealing with you.
Can I have your collar numbers, please?
Yeah, mine's 4559.
And yours, please, miss.
1702.
I think this is well out of order. This.
Okay, can I take your surname?
I don't wish to give. I've not committed any crimes. I've literally walked through the place, taking. If that constable in that van would tell you, I was taking the pictures of the other building. You know, for what purpose? It's a photograph. Photography's not a crime.
Right. But however, if you are causing harassment, alarm, and distress as well to the people that are there,
And I can prove there was not even one person about from the hotel, and that's what I'm saying.
You just said you weren't looking at the hotel, you were looking at the other buildings.
I'm aware of my surroundings. Who's on the street? There was members of public on the street, and there was nobody out of the hotel who wandered past me at any time I was there. Honestly.
Okay.
And I can't believe you're going to put a dispersal notice on for me for walking and taking pictures.
Dispersal notice is not specifically on just for you, is it?
Pardon?
It's anybody who walks down the road, they should have taken to site.
Well, they should close the road off.
Return to this area. Well, they don't need to close the road off.
Of course they do, because there's no signs there or anything.
You said yourself, it's common knowledge what's gone on.
Yes, but
The dispersal notice is advertised on social media.
I would.
Everybody knows the
So, right, do you know the Nicola Bully case? A lady went missing in St Michael's, right? There's a dispersal notice in place for people who are wanting to probably go down there, make a TikTok video, go onto private land and stuff. But the park isn't closed off for members of public like myself. I can go down in that.
people are aware not to go down there, you know.
Yes, but it doesn't stop normal members of public like myself. Like I'm saying, there's no agenda for me being there.
They don't want people down there, do they?
But so they need to close the street off then, sir.
Well, we don't need to close the street off because there's businesses down there as well.
How can I? Am I entitled to go to the other business?
To which other business?
There's another hotel across the road.
If you're going to.
This early exchange sets up the core question. When does interest look like intent? This is where things heat up. The officers mention the dispersal zone, a temporary legal power used to move people from certain areas to prevent disorder. But here's the twist. There's no evidence of disorder, no crowd, no aggression. The cameraman isn't protesting, he's documenting. Yet the officers treat his presence as enough to trigger enforcement. He's effectively told, "You've done nothing wrong, but you can't stay." This is a classic gray area where law and discretion collide. It's legal power meeting public misunderstanding, and it raises a key question. Is presence enough to justify removal?
Miss.
Well, with everything that's been going on, I'll tell you now, us two are both from that front line on Friday getting all sorts hurled at as an abuse.
And I don't agree with that.
I'm not saying you do, but I'm just saying from what's happened and now this dispersal's in there to protect it, it's only on for a short while. And it has to
Miss, can you accept that I'm a sole person on myself? I've got no.
I don't know you though, do I?
You don't know, but end of the day.
I appreciate where you're coming from. I'm also telling you from our point of view as well, from what we've had to put with.
Yeah, but I'm hoping, Miss, that you could perhaps see that as a member of public, that we shouldn't be stopped from walking in areas where when we've got nothing to do with what's going on there.
Yeah, we don't know that you've got nothing to do with it, or do we?
You've come to question me.
Yeah, but you could easily come up with anything, couldn't you? At the end of the day, I'm not saying.
But this isn't Nazi Britain. This you are actually dealing with me now like I'm some suspect or criminal.
No, we weren't. We came up to.
That's suggesting what you just said to me then.
Say verify you, and that's it. But then you've kind of come back with a lot of things as well.
Well, I'm on the understanding if you're not suspected of committing a crime, you don't have to give your details in the UK.
That's fine, and I'll just put your description down.
Okay.
Instead. All right, and I'll give you a copy of this just so that you've got a copy for your.
Yeah, I will be making complaints towards that because I don't think that my activity down there warrants me getting a slip of paper to say that I can't go back, because what happens if my vehicle was parked at the other side and I wanted to walk back to it? I'm walking around the whole industrial estates around here taking pictures.
It's not, is it? And then you would explain that to us and we'll
I have explained why I was taking pictures down there though.
You've said you've been down there taking pictures.
Yeah, but
we're giving this notice to do not return back to that area. That's pure and simple.
So I can't walk down that street again.
Because then you'll be leaking this person.
Seriously? And can I ask for the grounds again then, please, for why I'm given this dispersal notice?
Dispersal notice down there, and you've been down there, so you've given a ticket to say not to return back to that area.
Seriously?
This section captures the heart of the debate. The man argues convincingly that if dispersal zones aren't clearly marked, the public can't possibly comply. He's right. Transparency is the backbone of fair policing. Hidden restrictions turn freedom of movement into a guessing game. His tone remains respectful, but there's rising disbelief. How can walking be grounds for a dispersal order? The police maintain procedure, but the justification sounds increasingly thin. This moment isn't just about one man's walk. It's about whether rights can quietly shrink under the weight of temporary powers.
Take my drone up from the cemetery.
I've got permission to fly a drone.
Well, I've got a license to fly a drone.
I've got permission to fly a drone.
Well, you don't need it in that area because it's the drone assist app.
You sure?
Yeah. I can clarify that for you here now. I just want to ask you these questions before.
I don't understand why you'd want to fly a drone, to be honest.
Because I want to put this up to the internet now. This is what happens when a normal member of the public who's got nothing to do with anything in regards to immigration, opposing views or anything like that, people who know me know I'm not about that. Okay. I don't make political statements in my life or anything like that. I just never do it. I just all about a freedom person to be able to walk and do what he wants. Within the law.
Unfortunately, like I say, Ribbler's Lane does a special notice on which will be active.
Because I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
When the police are coming under fire and stuff like that, you're stuck between both sides. I totally get that. But where the police are coming under fire, it's for simple things like this. When everybody who knows me knows.
It's not, is it? Because we're just giving you advice, and the advice is back to dispersal zone. Please don't return to it because you issued with a ticket. You know, I'm not throwing you against the wall. I'm not trying to search you or anything like that.
Well, it seems like it though. It seems like I'm being restricted in a public place.
We've been fine with you. We've been very pleasant with you. You've been very pleasant with us as well.
I'm quite annoyed now, actually. Okay. I could understand you wanting to speak to me.
Okay.
So it's within the CTI basically. There's no restrictions in the area. The wind speed is 9 kph at the minute. Right. So if anybody wanted to fly a drone in that area.
The mention of the Nicola Bully case is smart. It reframes the issue. He's not dismissing the police's need to control chaotic scenes. He's questioning consistency. In that case, dispersal powers targeted disruption, not regular foot traffic. So why the blanket enforcement here? This is where his argument gains credibility. He's showing that the principle, not the location, matters. The officers respond mechanically, but his logic is solid. If you want to keep people out, close the road, not the right to walk. It's a fair challenge that exposes how unclear orders can undermine public trust. Now, the emotional tone spikes. His frustration shows when he compares the situation to Nazi Britain.
Of all these industrial estates, which I do, it's not just that round area, it's the whole place. I want to know if I'm going to be getting perhaps bloody challenged just for having a drone in the air.
That's a very good question, and I'll try and find out for you.
Because I have to cover myself legally whilst I'm speaking to a constable, you know.
Yeah, no, I'll have that.
Yeah, and obviously be aware as well of everything that's going on. If you are flying a drone around that area, obviously it might attract a little bit more attention with obviously some things going on in the hotel, but we'll try and find out for you.
I fully agree what you're saying about attracting, but I don't think people's rights should have to stop.
No, I completely agree with you on that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm obviously just making you aware, obviously, what's going on around there. There's a lot more officers, isn't there? There's a lot more attention being given to the hotel and other surrounding areas. Everything's went on Friday, and obviously you can appreciate that with how what you turned out to be. As you say, you've seen the videos yourself. You've seen how bad it got and escalated very quickly. Which it was very unfortunate. It was an awful event to occur.
Like I say, I don't make political statements, but I've heard both sides, you know. At the end of the day, I'm not from Liverpool, so I can't comment, but I've never met a racist Scoutser. That's all I can say. You know, but I'm not here to make a political statement, you know what I mean? But I won't be going back down there on foot, so there's no need for me to receive that. Okay.
Alright, is that fair enough? Yeah. I think he's trying to find out about the drone.
About the drone?
Yeah, just
Oh, I didn't fail to mention in what type of drone. So within this area, I can only fly my 249 gram drone, which is registered. It's got flyer's ID and everything else. But the bigger your drones that you get into this area.
A raw, perhaps exaggerated phrase, but one that reveals genuine fear of creeping authoritarianism. He's not resisting arrest or shouting. He's articulating a concern that civil liberties are eroding through small, bureaucratic steps. The officers, to their credit, stay calm, but the communication gap is massive. He's defending principle. They're following policy. This scene is a perfect study in modern policing tension, where law-abiding citizens feel criminalized simply for asserting their rights. Finally, the conversation shifts to drones, and it's telling. He doesn't defy, he asks. That's key. He wants to confirm legality before acting, showing he values compliance, not confrontation. Yet even here, confusion reigns. The police aren't sure how dispersal zones interact with drone regulations, revealing how fast technology outpaces policy. His tone turns from defensive to educational, explaining airspace laws, registration, and filming rights. This moment humanizes him and exposes the gap between old-world policing and modern citizen oversight. It's not rebellion, it's accountability, with a camera and a conscience. What we've witnessed isn't just a street encounter. It's a snapshot of a larger debate: freedom versus control. The cameraman walked away with a dispersal notice, not a charge, but the principle lingers. How many public rights erode not with laws, but with quiet enforcement? The officers acted within their discretion, yet the exchange leaves a question hanging. Was it necessary? One calm citizen, one camera, and a whole storm of policy and perception.